3 months into the country, I was already sending money back home. I mean, I'm not sending small money back home. When somebody come, example, maybe my sister comes and she's like, "Oh, I need 5,000 naira for XYZ," and I just go and I just send her 50,000 naira. I mean, I'm Hello and welcome back. This is Chinaza. In case you're new here and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. It's been a while, hasn't it? Anyways, today we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump right into today's video. And today we're going to be talking about some money mistakes that new immigrants make when they move to the US or when they move abroad. Well, specifically the US. All right, let's get right into the video. All right, number one on the list is not getting a credit card. Yes, Africans and as immigrants, we do not really know what credit is because we try to pay all our debts. We pay everything with our debit card. If you want to buy a house in Nigeria, for example, you have to pay right up or take a loan from the bank and pay. But you are not like taking credit from a credit union, a credit bureau, or a loan company. Or you're building your house, you're building it from scratch with your money, right? That is what we know. That is, we come from a place that you want to buy a bag, you buy it in full. If you want to buy a shoe, you buy it in full. Like you pay for everything you want in full. Transitioning from that to having to have a credit card can be quite a hustle because you're not like, there's all this free money. If you really don't know how to manage money, there is now that aspect as well. You have all this money, you think it's free money, but it's not free money. But so some people are so scared, they don't want to get a credit card. They're like, no, I don't want anything that's going to put me in trouble. I don't want anything that's going to put me in problem. But the truth is that having a credit card early is going to help you build a credit score. Fortunately and unfortunately, the United States is a capitalist country. They run on debt. Many rich people, they leverage and they use debt to make money. Yeah, they use their assets, equities, all these things to make more money. But so for you to get to that level, you need to have a good credit score. A good credit score can give you a lesser percentage of loan when it comes to buying or building a house, when it comes to buying a car, even renting in some places. They would have to also run your credit, and you need to have a good credit for you to be able to rent a house. Now, if you don't have a credit card, you don't have a credit score. So credit score, basically, that score is like a score that basically tells you how well this person does when it comes to managing money, when it comes to managing borrowed money. That is their trustworthiness. So the score basically is your trustworthiness. The higher your score, the more trustworthy you are. The lower your score, the less trustworthy you are. I don't know if you understand that. So it runs from, I think, about 300 to 850. That is the point. What is considered a good credit is around 700 to 750 and above is considered a semi-good credit. Okay, so get a credit card when you get here and learn how to use it. Okay, now number two is allowing every auto shop or every place you want to buy a car run your credit. This one, I learned it the very hard way. Story time. So I moved into the US in January, and everybody was like, even before I came in, my agency had sent me this particular auto source, their international auto source known as IAS. So they help international nurses get brand new cars. I mean, 2024, 2023 model cars, latest cars, they help you get them. But now the problem is that when you break it down to how much you're going to be paying monthly, it is a lot of money. And as a new immigrant, you still have a lot of things to do. You're settling down. Having that weight of a car around you is really not necessary, especially a brand new car. So I didn't get it. I was like, no, I'm not going to use this. And fortunately for me, Maryland, where I landed, had good transport system. the part of Maryland I was in, which was Silver Spring, they had a good transport system. There was buses, there were trains. Where I was living close to the hospital. By bus, it was like 20 minutes max, and I've gotten to the hospital. Very easy peasy, nice. So I was like, no need to buy a car. If I wanted to go to DC, there was a train station. I would just hop into a train, go and come back. My doctor's appointment, get into a train, go and come back. You want to go buy stuff, get into a bus. Like everything was like relatively close. I could use public transport. There was no point in buying a car. But when I came in the first month, between January and March, I had visited a lot of auto shops, like trying to buy a car for myself, trying to see if I can get a lesser payment, trying to use Advancial Credit Union to buy a car. And all these people kept running my credit. And when they run your credit, when people like these auto sources run your credit, they run what is known as a hard inquiry. So, and that hard inquiry can harm your credit score. So a lot of them ran my credit. I mean, I didn't have credit. I didn't know what that meant. And I just let them do it. I was like, oh, but you're fine. And when they did it, at the end of the day, I was still declined. I was still not giving the car. I was still not giving like a loan, So all these things kind of like made it super hard. When I finally understood what that meant, I was already being burnt basically, because I already had over 9 hard inquiries, and for one inquiry to leave your account, it has to take 2 years, so to 2025, before those inquiries that were run on my credit score, before they can be taken off. But now they're already having my chances to getting other stuff that I need. You get what I mean? So don't let them do that to you. Okay. Number 3 is going to be not understanding the credit system. It's basically almost the same thing as number 1, but this time around, not studying to understand what does credit score mean, how much do I have to use, when do I have to pay back, all those things. What is my APR? All those things. Not knowing them can hurt you. So that's one of the first things you need to do when you come in here. Try to understand what the taxing system is, what the credit score system is. Important. Now, number 4 is, it's very peculiar to our people. That is what we call black tax. So in case you're on here and you don't know what black tax means, black tax basically means family members asking you for money. Yes, as immigrants, you should give money to your family. I mean, God has blessed you and put you in a position where you can help other people, right? But take a step back. So basically, I'm not saying do not give money to your family, but try and wait till you can stand. Story time again. This is another mistake that I made. 3 months into the country, I was already sending money back home. I mean, I'm not sending small money back home. When somebody come, like for example, maybe my sister comes and she's like, oh, I need 5,000 naira for XYZ, and I just go and I just send her 50,000 naira. I mean, I'm not using money to do anything. Money is nothing. And I just send her, big amount of money like that she didn't ask for. Now, I had set the standards like way high, and on the long run, it was very difficult to keep up. Okay, so when it comes to black tax, yes, we should take care of our family, but please, for the first 1 year, focus on yourself and emergencies. So if you have emergencies at home, please do not neglect your parents or your family or your siblings. Don't do that. That's not good. But when it comes to like flavorities, like, oh, they want to go out and buy chicken, they don't, and just eat turkey, and don't do that. Don't use your money to do that. The minute you enter, you have a lot facing you to do when you come into the country. So don't do that. So, but if it's like an emergency, maybe your parents is sick, or your sister is sick, or your family is sick, and they're in the hospital, please, send money, help. If something like very serious, for example, last year there was a flood and it affected my family, you're not going to sit back and be like, well, I'm just coming, I'm just trying to get myself better, I'm not going to send any money to anybody. Don't do that. Where did that accent come from? anyways, basically what I'm trying to say is try and save up money for yourself, and do not send above your means. Try and send below your means. If somebody asks for 5,000 naira, if it's 2,500 you have, you give them. Don't say, oh, now I'm in abroad, they should be looking at me somehow. They should feel like this is my caliber, and the least money I should be giving people should be like 50,000 or 100,000. You will get there eventually by the grace of God, but you're not there yet, so don't do it. Okay? So the next one is going to be not opening a high yield savings account. Why do I say this? Even right now, not everybody knows this, but having a high yield saving account this is what it basically means. If you have a regular bank like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, yada yada yada, all those ones. If you have just a regular bank, and their savings percentage, that's when you keep money in your account, how much you're going to get at the end of the year is 0.01%. That is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. 0.01% is not going to put any money in your account. It's not going to help that money grow. So that money is just sitting there and is wasting away. Okay? But now when you have a high yield savings account, you can get upwards of 4.5% per any money you leave in the account. Do you understand? So for any money you leave in the account, you get even up to 5%, depending on the one you open. I have two, and both of them are giving me one of them is like 4.12, the other one is about 4.6%. So you see how high it is. So when you leave money in your account, you have extra free money. If you're saying, oh, I want to save money for your house, I want to save money for something, when you put your money in that kind of account, you're going to yield more interest. So you're getting about 4% interest based off of whatever you put inside the account. So that's something, right? So that's that. Try and open one. There is Sophie, SOFI. There is this Apple now that I'm using, Apple Bank. It's Goldman Sachs, I think that's what's called. There's that one. Those two are very good. You can use any of them, but Sophie is one that most everybody's aware of. That's also a very good one. Alrighty. Then another one is going to be not having a long-term plan. Let me sit well so that we'll talk about this one because it's important. Okay? Not having a long-term plan. Not having a long-term plan can hurt you, because some people come in and they walk round the clock. There is no plan. There is no plan of, oh, in 2 years I want to go and get my MP. In 4 years I want to go and do my masters, or I want to elevate myself. No, most people just want to do the rat race. Just there doing one thing or the other. You just keep going to work 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours. You will get burnt out easily that way. And if you have a plan, it helps you arrange yourself. It's good. It's okay. Not that it's good, but it's okay if you don't have a plan right now. It's fine. If your plan is, oh, I just want to come to the US first, let me land first, then we'll continue from there. No problem. Don't kill yourself. Don't try and make yourself feel bad or in any way. It's fine, okay? But it is not fine if you keep sitting in that place. Like now you've come to the US, you are just there, you have no plan, you have no thing, you're not planning for, oh, I want to get a house. You're not planning that, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. You're just walking around the clock. Don't do that. Try and find a plan. Take your time and find a plan, okay? This is going to be the second to the last one. Anyway, I want to say it's the last one, but let's do a second to the last one. This is going to be not maximizing your skill. As a nurse in the US, there is tons of opportunities of what you can do. There is a lot of things that you can do. I can't even begin to cover them, but there is a lot of things that you can do. You can find out where you fit in and go for it. Most people don't maximize their opportunities. They just end up staying bedside. Bedside nursing is not bad. I mean, we need people at the bedside, care of patients, right? But not maximizing your skill above just being bedside Don't do it. Try, study more, search more. Some people say, "Oh, I'm too old." You're never too old for anything, no, at all, at all. Like, example, I met this guy in New York. I mean, in New Jersey. He's a Uber driver. This man is 57 years old, and he went back to nursing school. He went back to nursing school to become a nurse because he felt like that is what he has always wanted to do. And at 57 is when he's realizing that he didn't want to die and not do that thing that he wanted to have done. So try, when you come into this country, don't be so scared. Okay, don't be so scared that, oh, if I cough, they're going to send me back home. You're not a permanent resident. I mean, do legal things. So be legal, but maximize your skill. If you want to start a business, if you want to open a YouTube channel like this, if you want to just maximize your skill in any way and every shape or form, so that you don't remain the same. If you want to tutor people, if you want to mentor people, find a way, find a platform and do it. If it's your workplace, you want to say, oh, you want to be an educator, you want to educate other people, you have a passion for it, do it. Okay? The last one I want to say is not speaking up for what you deserve. Now, after maximizing yourself, if you don't talk, there's a saying that goes, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you don't ask for something, if you don't demand for what you deserve, trust me, you're going to still be where you are. Unfortunately, you might be like, oh, I'm just doing it. They're going to notice me. They're going to see, and they're going to know that I'm a good nurse. They're going to know that I'm good at what I do. They're not going to like, please and please and please and please. Don't do it. Speak up for yourself. I'm going to use myself as an example, and we're going to wrap this video up. Now, when I was in Maryland, I wasn't feeling fulfilled in my job. I felt like this is not what I want to be doing. I want to do more. I want to do more than what I'm doing right now. And I feel like I can do more. And everybody I had spoken to at the time, I spoke to over 6 different nurses who have been here like 1 year, 2 years before me. And I asked them and I said, I don't feel fulfilled and I want to leave. Either I leave my agency or I ask my agency, for me to relocate. At the time, I thought my only option was to leave the agency. So I was like, I want to leave. I want to, just do something else entirely that will benefit me at the end of the day. And they were like, oh no, don't leave. At least stay 1 year. So at least if you want to leave, you have other experiences outside. Some people were like, oh, stay to the end of your contract. Oh, don't, like, everybody had an opinion, and all the opinion were not giving me what I really wanted. What I did was I called my IES, who is somebody that is overseeing me here in the US under my agency. And I spoke to her and I said, I want to leave. She was like, why? I was like, one, I'm working in a rat race. I don't feel fulfilled and I don't like it. And she was like, really? Okay. That she's going to set up a meeting with me and her manager. So she set up a meeting with me and her manager. And her manager goes and she asks me, why do you want to leave? And I said, one, I don't feel fulfilled. I want to go for a more critical, field, a more critical unit, and I would like an ICU. And she said, okay, so what is your plan now? I said, my plan is just to relocate somewhere and find an ICU position and take. That wasn't my plan, but that was what I said. And she said, okay, what if we relocate you and give you an ICU position? Would that make you stay? And at this point, I wasn't making so much. And I was like, it won't be bad to say money too. And I was like, the second reason is that the money, I don't like it. It's too small. It's not helping me achieve what I want to achieve. I feel like I'm walking around the circle and I can't even, this particular hospital is not letting me pick overtime. So I can't even pick up overtime. So, I need help. I need help in doing something and I want to do other stuff, right? I need money, and that money, they need to up their money. And she said, oh, so it's your specialty and your money? I said, yes. And she said, are you willing to move? I said, I'm willing to move. I'm the only one here. She said, okay. Now, they went on that same day. I sent them my resume again, like an updated version of my resume. That day they sent it out. 2 days after that, I got an interview with this particular hospital I'm currently working in. 1 hour after the interview, they gave me the job, and it came with a pay increase. It came with almost 50% higher than what I was being paid in my previous job. And all this is because I had the courage to speak up. Now, I want you to learn this from me. If there's nothing you've learned from me ever, learn this. The worst thing that can happen when you speak up for yourself is that they tell you no. That is the worst. And when they tell you no, go back, build on yourself, gain more, that when you come and face them, you're going to stand in front of them with evidence, which is one of the things that happened. I told them that for the last 9 months I've been in this hospital, every 3 months you do a check-in with the hospital, and every 3 months my manager always has something very good to say about me. So I kept like a praise file to make sure that, because I see the appraisals, so I kept all my appraisals and I used it to leverage myself. So when they tell you no, go back, build on yourself, have more appraisals, have more good stuff to present, and present that to them, and watch them do what you want them to do, and know how to negotiate for yourself too. But most importantly, speak up for yourself. Alrighty. Here are some of the things I think people make mistakes, and I hope you enjoy and you learned 1 or 2 things. Let me know what you learned in the comments section, and I will be there. And also let me know the videos you want us to do, and we'll do more of them. But in my next video, I'm going to be showing you guys something. I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that has been the most asked question, and I'll let you know in the next video. Alrighty, bye.